Well, here we are. Looks like it's just me for now. We'll just wait for some other people to come on. Maybe they will, and maybe they won't. We'll just wait and see. Just got nobody watching right now. I'll put the. Oh right, we've got three. Hi, Erin. Oh, Erin, you're still in. Are you still in Cornwall? Yes, you are. Been here. Next challenge is the com. Oh yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah. Right, what questions have you got, Erin? Ask me a question. Something must be bugging you. Not bugging you, but you're worried about something because we're all about Q&As tonight. What can I say? Oh, there's my good lady wife. Hello, Beverly. Can everybody hear me all right? I wonder if that's a thing. Hey, Cass. We're just waiting. Is everybody hearing me okay? I guess they are, yeah. Yeah, good. All right, good. Right, so here we are. We've had a bit of technical problem. We've had technical problems, but we'll do our best. Right. So the doors open at 7:30 to answer Erin's question there. The doors open at 7:30 on Sunday morning for competitors. It's best that you come in at 7:30. We'll have plenty of people checking everybody in, and so we don't have it. We used to call it pre-judging. We're calling it judges meet and greet now because it's more for you guys to explain how what's going on with your dog, if there's any patches, and that type of thing. A bit nervous, so that's good. Yeah, so the judges meet and greet where you get to say hello and I don't know, say it's been chewing its leg or there's something that you want to let the dog know, let the judge know, and they can just so you're aware. So that's from 8 until past. Then the class actually starts at 8:30. All the classes. Hi Sam. We've got a few technical issues. Lorraine isn't able to join me. Right. So well, I'm open for questions. If everybody's got any questions for this evening. Any more questions? I'm sure there is. Everything going. Right. How big are the grooming tables? Can I bring my Okay, so Summer, we do not supply tables. You need to bring your own grooming table. Okay. So yeah, you need to bring your own grooming table, or you can hire one. I think it's about £30. You can hire one from Muntins, and they'll bring it, and it'll come with. I think you got to bring your own elephant feet, but I think it'll come with a H frame and everything like that. So it's after an hour, Erin. So after an hour, we do a comfort break, which lasts 5 or 10 minutes. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 10 minutes. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a 10-minute. The welfare break is 10 minutes. And then after everybody's back from the welfare break, and as soon as the Wayne says, right, that's over, the welfare break is over, everybody continues, then it's a golden 5. So for beginners, the golden 5 is it's just in the beginner class, beginner intermediate and beginner experience. They get 5 minutes after the break for a mentor to come in and give them some guidance. They're not allowed to use scissors or anything, but they can use a comb or something like that. Yeah, they can use a comb. Really, it's about moral. It's more about moral support and giving somebody a bit more moral support. So yeah, better say, do I bring my dog in a crate or just on a lead? Well, you can bring him in on a lead unless you've got him in a trolley somewhere. If you have one of those dog crates on a trolley, you can probably bring him in on a lead. Most people bring him in on a lead, except the pros. So yeah, does it matter if we don't have a mentor to help with the overflow? No, no, Erin, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Maybe you might find somebody as a backup in the audience. You might see somebody. Yeah. So what about if your mentor can't make it? You could actually you see somebody as long as they're not a judge. There shouldn't be a judge. Do you know what I mean? So not a judge today and not a judge outside at other competitions. So yeah, right. Um, right. Eva, sorry, I didn't understand the support and the scissors not allowed. I don't understand that either. Sorry, love. What a jasmine? Some jasmine swing. What is a mentor? If you're so just to answer some of Jasmine's question, what is a mentor? Well, at our show, after the welfare break, we let the people that are in our beginner class, beginner intermediate, and beginner experience, they are allowed a mentor to come in uh, just to give them some more moral support, I guess, and they can come through the dog and that type of thing, and just give you some pointers of what you should be doing, what you could do extra. You're not allowed to scissor anything or anything like that. So, next question. Do we have to use the tablecloth things I've seen? You don't have to. It's about present. To be honest, the judges should be marking you on your groom and not your presentation. Some people like it. Some people use them. I've known other groomers at a competition not have a tablecloth. Yeah. Oh, model dogs. Model dogs. I would say before the afternoon session starts. So that would be before 1 o'clock. Yeah, before 1 o'clock. That would be good. Yeah. What is a mentor? Yeah. Hi everyone. So there you go, Gemma. Before 1 o'clock, love. Right. I did not understand who was allowed to scissor when a mentor come. Ava, I think you've got confused. We'll have to chat to you afterwards because I'm not sure what you mean. So if you want to send us a message, we could go through that then. You're obviously not understanding something. Well, that's entirely up to you. You're in the beginner. I don't know if the judges will give you extra marks for that. They might do, or they might not. I don't know what the judges would do. Okay. And potentially, no, it shouldn't do. If you, Camilla, if you're, if you mention that to your judges, they will take that into consideration. The judges should be judging you. The judges are judging you on what you've groomed. They're looking at what you're presenting as a whole, but they're predominantly they're looking at how you groomed the dog and got from point A to point B of the finished dog. and as long as the discoloration, you make them aware of that, that will be fine. Hi Joanne, are you doing AM prizes after morning classes? Yeah, yes, we are. So we do our morning class awards and prize giving before lunch, before the lunch break, and before the afternoon classes start. So all we say is, if you've won a first in any of those classes, be ready for Best in Show and Salon Groomer of the Day. So they're the two main awards. So there's Best in Show and Reserve Best in Show. They're for the point awarding, more serious. All the grooming serious. We take it all seriously. So for we'll have a see if Lorraine is on. We might have Lorraine. We've got Lorraine there now. Let me get the chats back up. Not sure if Lorraine has got some technical issues. We'll just take Lorraine off for a sec until we can hear her. So, yeah. So, what was I saying about that there? Right. Yeah. So then, anybody that wins the first in the classes in the morning, they should hang around until the award ceremony in the evening. In the afternoon, which is for Best in Show, Reserve Best in Show. Those are for the classes like the Poodle classes, the Gun Dog class, diddly-do off the top of my head, the Gun Dog class, Hand Strip, and Puberty class, and Workshop class, I believe. Workshop class, yes. And then the other classes, they're all up for Salon Groomer of the Day. So all of what we would refer to as your fun class, like doubles, clipper only, all that type, the creative things and all of that. Pads and nails, right. So that answered Joanne. What's Erin saying? Pads, nails, and sanitary clippers done before the show starts. Sorry, dumb question, but it's my first. No, it's not a dumb question. So all your pads, toenails, sanitary areas should be done before you come in, into the show. Starting to get nervous first time entering instead of watching. Oh, Kaylee, yes. Well, we all take that step. I was chatting with someone just the other day, and they've done loads of competitions, and they've entered our comp, and they're nervous. I think everybody gets nervous. Everybody's got to. I think even the people that have been doing it forever, they must get nervous, because if they're not getting nervous, they're a bit complacent, I think. But yeah, we just wait and see. Right. It's a shame we don't have. Right. Okay. Diddly-doo. So I'm wondering now if you guys can see in the chat columns. Maybe. Oh dear. Yes. Yes. The nerves never go. We wish they did, but they don't. Is everybody seeing the? Yeah, we can see the chat screen. Very good. Right. So let me just do that. I'll get rid of that. Right. I think you find that a lot of times the dogs do pick up on it, but they do sort of chill out, because you will chill out once you start grooming. Within the competition, you will start to chill out, and it'll be quite good. You'll get into the zone, and that's what I used to like about competing. I didn't do it a lot, but you'll get into the zone, and it'll be great. You'll feel great. You'll have your break after an hour, and you will be great. The Poochery. Hi, Cassandra. Thank you. We're just having a lot of Technical issues. Let's see if we can get Lorraine in now. Can you hear me? No, we can't hear you. I can hear you. I can't hear you. Wish I could. I wish I could hear you, Lorraine. I can't hear you. Right, just bear with us one. Bear with me 1 second. Damn it. In a minute. Be with you all in a minute. Ah. Right, I don't know what's going on now, unfortunately, because I can't hear what you're saying, Lorraine. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so right, what was you talking about? Anybody got any questions? And should we go from there? As a judge, can I say, if you get nervous, get nervous, don't suffer in silence. Raise your hand if you need help, and you judge. Yeah, there you go. Exactly that, Joe. Yeah, we're not. It's yeah, it's not all. Not all serious. It's the people. You guys come first. Sometimes. Don't be worried and don't be ashamed of it either. I heard you get more points for using only scissors instead of clippers. Is that true? Whoa, well, I can't answer that question because I'm not a judge. Some judges might say, right, yeah, well, that person's um, has only used scissors and scissored that dog throughout, and they might award extra points to you for that. Never done a competition before. Can you walk me through what will happen when we arrive? When to bring stuff and where to go, please? Certainly, I will, Grace. So, as you get to the venue, um, you come in. The entrance for the competitors with the dogs is around the corner. It's like at the back of the sports hall, so you don't come through the normal main pedestrian entrance. But it'll be signposted. You'll get in there. So you should come maybe an hour before your class starts, or half an hour before your class starts. When you come in, you'll go to a check-in point, and they'll let you know which table, where to set your table up, because we have numbered positions from 1 to 80. There'll be all different numbered positions. Somebody will be there, and they can escort you across to where your table number is, and then you'll get given a clip and a table number, and then you'll just put that up. So if you're in the beginner class or like in the afternoon class, at 8 o'clock we do the judge in the morning, which judges meet and treat, and then in the afternoon it's from about 12:30 onwards, and that's that half an hour for you to sort of settle your nerves a little bit, settle the dog. The judges will come round and say hello and ask how you're doing, all that type of thing. Gives you the opportunity, like earlier on, somebody said about mentioned about a stain tape. well, if the dog first stains, you can just mention things like that. Yeah. So then 8:30, the time you'll hear the MC. Wayne is our MC. You'll hear him. You'll hear him a lot. He'll mention that you're about to start, and then you'll start. In the morning, it's 8 o'clock, and I think it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you'll start, you'll get on and groom your dog. You'll hear a few other announcements. About an hour into it, so at about 9 o'clock. Wait a minute. At about 9 o'clock, there will be, is it 9:30 actually, because it starts at 8, about 9:30. After an hour, there's a welfare break for the dogs and for you to go out, and the dogs can go out, stretch the legs, things like that. For beginners, when you come back, there's the Golden 5, which takes it 5 minutes afterwards. And then we crack on with the competition. You will then be, as the session goes on and gets to the end of the morning session, you'll hear Wayne mentioning that you've now got 30 minutes left, and 10 minutes left, and 5 minutes left for each of the different classes, because different classes have different end times. So yeah, so just keep an eye on it. But like Joe Silksmith said, she competed a lot. She's now judging. She's Groom Team England, all that type of stuff. Don't be afraid to put your hand up. There will be somebody floating about. If it's not a judge, it'll be one of the show staff. So right, to continue on with Grace's. So the time will get called on your class. Whatever time that will be, you'll just have to listen out for that. And then what happens is the judges have their deliberations for the classes, and deliver who they deem to be first, second, and third. Then for us as a competition, we just make sure everybody's out of the ring, sweep everywhere down, get everything out for the morning awards. Then we hold the morning awards where the classes in the morning, the winners are announced, prizes are given. Then we have a little 2-minute break and start all again for the afternoon. So, when do entries close? Let's put that back on there. Let's put that on there. When do entries close? Right, entries close on the 11th at 5 o'clock. The 11th of May, we switch it off at 5 o'clock. We've had, it happens every show, to be fair, and I hope people understand this. So we normally only allow 75 competitors in our sessions. So we run the morning session and the afternoon session. So we don't put a cap on classes, unless we may put a cap on a class if we think that it's got to a point where the judges can no longer judge that class, or it's going to impact the quality of judging. We will then close a class. But the way that we run the show is we fill up by the morning session and the afternoon session. So once 75 people or 80 people have bought tickets for the morning session, the morning classes, that's it. We've got no more room. We don't put caps on classes. Yeah, we just find that's the best way to do it. So yeah, so let's have a look at this. That's a good point, James. You do. Who is our judge? Erin, you do not know who your judge is. Right, so for beginners, right, I've got to list off all the judges now, haven't I? But your judge, you've got 2 judges. You've got Colin Taylor and Louisa Tandy. So they're only judging the 3 beginner classes. Hang on, my dogs are having a fight. My dogs are fighting. We'll split them up now. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, right. Yeah. So they're only judging. So Louisa and Colin, they're only judging their beginner class in the morning. That's so you guys can get your feedback from them and get more guidance on those grooms. Yeah. So we used to put beginners in the afternoon, so people didn't have to. The beginners didn't have to get up so early, but we thought it was more important for those beginners to get their feedback. And there's a lot of people in the beginner classes this year. Yeah. So. Right, let's have a look. Are we sure that's one? What's this one? Are we allowed headphones? Right. So there is a rule that headphones aren't allowed, and I'm a stickler for a rule. Really, so you've got to be really. So if it's a DEI need, I don't know how to answer that question really. The rules state that you shouldn't be having headphones unless you need them for medical reasons, as it were. I don't know the correct terminology for that. So, but just give us a question. Okay. I'm competing for the first time. I've been in difficulty. I heard you mention something about a double-coated dogs competing. Eva, you're in the right class. You're in the right class. If it's your first time, you want to be in beginners, don't you? So you're fine. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Eva, don't worry about that. Oh. How many in my class? 3? No. Right. So what happens is when the class is closed next week, we do a post with with the class numbers, and then closer to the day we do a list of who's competing against each other. But it's all in there. It'll be in there. If you don't catch it on our socials, it'll all be in there anyway. You'll see it all listed up. Yeah, it seems like Lorraine has given up. Well, it's technology, isn't it? I know that Yitka had issues last night, I think. I tried 2 phones and a laptop. Don't know. Anyway, right. So, if James is there if he wants to come on and have a chat and tell us his experience, because James hasn't been competing that long, has he? So it would be nice if somebody else could come on. Wow. And help me a little bit. Anyway, so there we go. What else have we got going on? So we have got to talk about the Golden Five, the hand strip, sound rumor of the day. Right, judging. Right, let's see. So, right, yeah. So right, our judges. We'll start with judges for the class. So morning classes, judges, beginners, all the beginners is Colin and Louisa. For hand strip, it's Costin and Cheryl. We all know, and then we've got Chiara from Italy, and Chiara and Nicola, husband and wife from Italy, who are hand strip extraordinaires. They've just won the worlds. I think they were part of the worlds team over in Italy. Gundog and Setter is being judged by Joe Silksmith, our own, Chiara and Ilse Frank Clayton from Holland. Same as, Pure Breed Open is Costin, Cheryl and Ilse. And then Asian Freestyle Open and champ will be Georgia and Yulia Marankova. So let's see. All right, okay then. Just bear with me 1 second then, James. Let's see what's going on here. Yes. James, I've just sent you a link on. Just sent you a link on Facebook Messenger. Right. Let's see what's going on here now. Then. Right. One more question, Eva. One more question. How am I going to transport my table from the car? Oh, what about my dog? There we go.
Hello.
James? Oh, yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
You're right.
Yeah. Just going to answer this thing off Ava here. Ava, come and ask for some help. That's all you've got to do is come and ask for some help. And that will be great. It'll be good.
I've just seen Joe Silksmith comment, I'd come on, but I'm dishing up a roast.
Yeah. Right. James, tell us about your... What was your first competition, James? Tell us about that.
It was yours.
Was it? Oh, right. Very good.
Yeah, it was the one, where was it now? It was at the stadium, wasn't it?
Oh, right, at the Bolton football ground.
Yeah,
right.
don't you remember? Because that's
I do now.
That was the second time we met, and my dog crapped all over the floor. Do you remember?
Right, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
All right, cool.
that was the first one, and then off we went.
So tell us about that first time then. How were you feeling? What did you do? So tell us. Right. So we need some feedback for all the beginners that are here.
To be honest, right, I was absolutely terrified, not gonna lie, because I walked to the stadium, and as I was walking in, the creatives had just come out, and I think my first thing that I saw was a standard poodle done up like a dragon, and I was like,
okay,
oh my god, what have I done? You know what I mean? But it was a big class, and I think the judges were Sandra Malaska and Gabriel Fatosa as well, weren't they?
All right, good.
And that it was terrifying, but to be honest, after about 10 minutes, you're just grooming a dog.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's the thing you've got to kind of remember is that it's a competition, but at the end of the day, like I said in the comments, you've got most classes 2 hours, haven't you, to literally just groom that dog without any interruptions, no distractions, and everyone's in the same boat. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I always groom my own dogs. So I know a lot of people borrow dogs, but when you're grooming your own dog, it's quite special, isn't it? Spending them 2 hours grooming the dog.
Yeah,
well, it was for me. I get it a bit. Anyway.
It is special. I mean, like I've borrowed dogs up until obviously getting Romeo, and you build up a bond with the dog. You get to know them, and the more you compete, like if it's your first time, you've got to remember that it's the start of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going in there, and I'd say don't go in there with the thing of like I want to win. Go in there and think I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mistake you can make is to go in there thinking I'm just here for a rosette or whatever. Go in there, enjoy it, look for your feedback, and that's essentially how you grow and improve, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I'd say.
Yeah, you're right. It's always been about competitions. It's always been about that. It's always about for me, it was always about the beginners coming. That's why our beginner classes are so big, and that's why we sort of focus on them. And do the golden 5 and that type of thing.
I think it's a great. I mean, to be honest, when I started competing, I wish there was that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I jumped straight into open, didn't I?
Yep.
And it was, let's say, quite terrifying. Yeah, I hadn't even been grooming a year when I started competing. It was your fault.
You hadn't, had you? I think we met in the March.
Yeah.
We met in the March, and the show was in the May.
Yeah, we left Crufts, and there was one space left. So Joe booked it, and then I thought, oh God, what have I done? Yeah.
So you're right. So like when you went to that first competition, then James, did you take your entire salon with you?
Yeah. I took everything, didn't I?
Did you need to bring your entire salon?
The only thing I had to laugh because someone said, do we need a tablecloth? That's the only thing I didn't bring was a tablecloth.
Right.
Yeah, and now that's Joe's favourite part is finding the right tablecloth for every competition.
Good.
But yeah, the thing is, you don't need to take so much stuff. Just take your essentials.
And do you know what? I bet you money that if you found out that you'd forgotten something, somebody would have it. and
Well,
somebody
that's it.
gladly lend you the use of whatever you might have forgotten.
Yeah.
You've only got to ask a steward or somebody walking around.
I've seen
Well,
people
we
turn
see it
up and
all.
they've not brought clippers, and they've still managed to find some from somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
there's not too much of a kind of worry about if I don't bring this. But to be honest, the best advice I can give is write a list, have like a comp prep list.
Yeah.
And then just redo it every time you go to a competition. Just make sure that you're redoing that list and just check everything off as you go. I went down, where did we go now? We drove all the way down to a show somewhere miles away, and I'd forgotten an arm for my table.
Oh, my.
And that was obviously bring your own table situation. So, we somehow managed to get hold of one. We had to get someone to drive down and bring one, but we got one in the end, didn't we? But,
Right.
it's easy to forget stuff, so just make sure you're writing that list out.
Yeah. Well, to answer Grace's question, yeah, you're always welcome to walk around with your dog and watch the afternoon. You might place, Grace, and then you might win a first, and then you will have to hang around. So. Yeah.
It's always good to watch other people compete as well, because you can pick up stuff just by watching people.
Yeah, well, you do. Well, that's what you do at a seminar, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not just talking, and you're not just asking questions. You're watching people, how they hold the scissors, how they hold the body when they're scissoring, and how they move and things like that. I picked up loads from watching people.
Yeah,
There's
a lot you can learn, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like learning. It's like learning everything, isn't it? You will probably do a foot different to me, and I'll do a foot different to somebody else, but we put all of them together. It all comes from that Theory of Five book that Mercer Verplank did. I think it's a great book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, and we all find our own ways.
That's it. It's like when I'm teaching people or doing seminars or whatever, I always say this is the way that I do it. I'm not saying this is how you should do it or how you have to do it. You can kind of make things as you will.
Yeah. As long as we get there to the end, we get to the same conclusion at the end, the same place at the end. It's all good, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's all good.
But
so remind me what you're competing in again, anyway.
I'm doing Asian this time.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, because obviously Romeo's coat is like going nuts, and he was supposed to be groomed in Scotland, but obviously my back went, so it was just like a hairy mess. So I've had to just take it all off because he was struggling, bless him, when it got really hot.
Right.
So yeah, it'll just be Asian this time, and purebred's at the same time, isn't it? I think. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just Asian this time.
Yeah. Right. Cool. I can't. Well, you'll have to wait till. Well, you'll have to wait till the classes close, and then you'll know how many people you're up against, James.
Yeah.
This time next week, you'll know. So.
I hate that bit.
No, you hate knowing. You'd rather you not know, because to be honest, not a lot of other shows advertise who's in what class before the show.
No,
do
they
they?
don't. No.
So,
I mean, I remember when I competed in Italy, I walked up into the ring, and I didn't know who was competing before, and then I looked at the sign, and there was like people who'd won at Grooming in my class, and I was just like, oh my god, But turned out all right. But yeah, I think sometimes it's best just getting in the ring and not even looking at it. Check your number, get in the ring, do it that way. So
Sophie's asking a question there. First time in hand strip group. What are your hand stripping, Sophie? What are your hand stripping? What breed are you using in your class? Do you get fair few hand strips in at your place, then, James?
To be honest, since my back went, I don't really do them anymore.
Right. Okay.
Probably got like one or two that I do. I do one who's like a show dog, but it's not really a hand strip, it's a Brussels, so it's only like that big. But yeah,
right.
So I only do a couple of them now. Yeah.
Advice. Well, I guess the only advice that we can give you, Sophie, is just stick to your guns. Really, you know the pattern. You know the finish that you should be giving. You know the pattern that you're stripping to. Yeah, and when you're done, remember you're done. Don't go faffing about, because then you might make a mistake, overstrip somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So you'll be all right in hand strip. Hand strip's nice, steady class. Hand strip.
I think that's the same for any class, though, isn't it? Like, get your shape in first. don't faff first and then sort of worry later. Just get that shape in, and then you can faff to your heart's content once that shape's in.
Yeah. Right, have we got any more questions from anybody? I'm going to get into trouble because I'm sure there's a million things that I'm supposed to talk about that I've not talked about. Yeah, let me see if I've had any messages.
Lorraine shouting at you.
No, she's not actually. She's been all right. Lorraine will be pissed that she can't get on. She will be really, really mad. She'll be really mad.
It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, listen, James, I appreciate you coming on and giving us a shout out there. And
you're very welcome.
Type of thing. I'm going to call it a day and
see you
good luck,
there.
everybody. Right, listen, what I will want to say, anybody watching, right, always message us. Do you know what I mean? We've got a little chat going in the group. Message either me or Lorraine, either on our phones or on Facebook or via WhatsApp. Don't worry about messaging us. No question is silly. Do you know what I mean? Because we've all asked those type of questions anyway. But please, everybody that has entered will get an email in the run-up, probably the Monday beforehand, with a lot more instructions. And that, if you finish before the time the judges are done, how you judge when you're done? You're judged at the same time, Summer, as everybody else. So, all right, guys.
Use all your spare time as well. If you've got spare time, just keep checking that dog over. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. All right, James. Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome.
Take care. Sorry, everyone. Bye-bye.